sense you want to prioritize that with the Ezreal Nico. I've seen teams look to do that a lot, but it does mean you can't give priority to Clay in the Jace matchup. The Yorick's gone, but he will just pick up the Cassante, which we've seen be pretty successful into the Jace in terms of being able to have.
You know, guess who's back? Back again. It is Raptor down in the bottom lane. And, you know, he doesn't necessarily have to get the kills. He just can kind of sit here and harass them out. Because, again, it's Alistar. Like, what are you going to do into Nefiri? Engage? No. What is Aiming going to do? Run away?
Well, because
drop a bunch of bullets on the ground as he's trying to reload? Aiming is walking up here trying to... Like, it's just not a good feeling for that bot lane.
It's a terrible time.
Again. I mean, they're trying to just access the lane. Like, you're not allowed. Aiming doesn't have flash. He's got to be careful. As now, trying to bait them into this one, Taeyoon just going to respect it with the flash away. And that's a level 6, or rather, level 5 Nocturne. So he can't really follow up, as now Raptor's here, and Vicla's making his way down. BDD in a lot of trouble, getting super low. Is relatively tanky, but Taeyoon, he's looking for the kills. They're all so low now. As the Hex Flash is going to go on in, actually, as Effort's just going to die for that. Not sure about that decision. As Vicla collects a second kill, and Cuz will be number 3. This time goes over to Raptor, and the game is kind of over already. Because it's like, they're the ones who are Fear X. They will not back down from any fight. As now they're going in straight into a trap. Cuz is like, I'm level 6, surely we can get something going here. No, you cannot, as there's a follow-up.
Is for him to even be remotely balanced, he has to.
We're going in up in the top lane. Clear trying to make top lane relevant, but nice dodges from Perfect. No dodges down here. Aiming does have his flash. He is going to flash away. So much damage to the carries. They just live in this bush. They haven't left this bush for the whole game.
My god, they're just perma-proxying. It's so good. Okay, they're gonna kill the Cassante. They can do this.
Alright, well, instead... Oh, okay, no, he's just dead. The Flash or something.
The Flash,
which I thought was a pretty cool look. Okay, we're trying to get...
Yeah, it's a bit of a roughy-toughy. But hey, he got his wolves. Blue buff.
He did.
Perhaps not.
I mean, they're trying to go in onto Raptor. That's not the correct target. So eventually he's just gonna die. It wasn't exactly the same manner, but they did very much kind of just destroy them and make them look very silly. As finally Vicla gets a stun here, he will be able to run away from the Jace. Maybe Tibbers is not so lucky. And here comes Kellen and a TP. So was it a bait all along? Even if it wasn't meant to be, it is now. Yeah, Effort, I think, just kind of dies. Perfect is going to die. So...
Yeah, that was a
there are some champs that really struggle into this. Aiming, okay, well, they're trying to make a play here on a Taeyoon. That is a lot of stuff thrown into the Ezreal as Effort going omega deep to try to make this play happen. They try to engage on a Raptor, but again, they fail at doing that because he is Nefiri. Taeyoon does step a little bit too close to the sun, which is, of course, BDD. Vicla has to flash away, and now everybody lines up to save Vicla there. As, of course, Clear wasn't part of this fight, which is part of why KT did take it. They're still trying to siege under the turret, but this wave is going to be cleared eventually.
Generally, the premise, I think that's what you got to do to get back into a game like this. You need to go for these desperate, crazy plays.
He doesn't have his unbreakable will. He's just dead.
And act like you wanted to be there.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I think that's pretty good advice. And there is going to be a TP and the paranoia, so, I mean, they know something's up, but they might not know 100% where it's coming from, as Taeyoon is going to get engaged on, and there goes the Ezreal. He is just dead. And immediately, though, we do have Clear in the backline, just going to take out BDD. And now the only amount of damage that they have is Aiming. And there's still a Nefiri and Annie who have massive wallets and are just smacking them. Nice engage here from Effort, actually, to keep them around. And now it looks like even BNK Fear X are running out of damage underneath that turret. Full control of this jungle the entire time. And now there's going to be a couple of wards that do get put down, but they don't have any permanent vision for Cuz to get into the pit, as they're trying to get some shots down. And that might be able to give them enough, as nope, it's just going to be smited down. And you can see that Clear's in the front line just trying to zone them away, as that will be Clear going down, but the Baron does go over to BNK FearX as they disengage.
Aiming's bullets just help them take it down.
Oh, flash on in. They're just going to go in on a Cuz. Look at that insane engage from Vikla, as Cuz did not respect it at all. And now Raptor wants to press some more buttons, as he will go untargetable. Just looking for some more harass on their way out, as now Taeyoon a little bit unleashed here, but he is going to lose, miss rather, a couple of his abilities.
Quickly, they can keep pushing without the threat of the Jace turning up.
Okay, they paranoia onto an Afiri, who is just diving out of everything. Nice boot back from Effort, actually, as the fourth shot gets the kill. I thought it was nearly impossible, but they did the impossible. Taeyoon, meanwhile, says, I have Baron, I'm pushing bot, I do not care what's happening there. But meanwhile, Perfect, still in the top lane, still pushing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with the Deferi. You feel like you could...
Okay, they're just going to engage on a BDD here. We have a TP coming in, but BDD just kind of face checks into 3. And maybe just softens them up. The re-engage comes out from Effort. Taeyoon trying to get some space into the enemy base here, but Aiming just fourth shots him in the face. And now Clear is able to taxi with Effort over the wall, but that's just going to keep him around. Oh, wow, Cassante, you are ridiculous. But eventually, Jin has the range and locks him down. As KT still on the hunt for Kellen. I'm not sure if they get him here. Maybe if they dive the turret. Yeah. Looks like with the Alistair coming in, that should be enough. The root comes out from the Jin, and the fourth, or rather just the regular shot, gets the kill onto Kellen.
Pulls, and does get focused down. But it just ends up trapping BNK Rex to get clapped on.
Did you see the Annie running? And eventually, he will find the angle. It looks like they're going to open up the curtains and maybe paranoia him in. He's still waiting in the bush, though. Oh, that's a huge amount of damage on the Taeyoon, though, and now no arcane shift. It looks like he just wants to go for a back, though, and Effort is still hiding here. Okay, well, he's gonna find Vikla, it looks like, as a bunch of stuff is just thrown into the Annie, and that is going to work out. The Unbreakable Will keeps Effort alive. Taeyoon still super low, wasn't able to get a back off, and TP will be coming in through the mid lane. Now the damage... Yeah, the damage here has been done. It looks like they want to pull off of this one and just poke into Effort. That's a lot of damage into that Alistair, but it's just an Alistair. They keep this Baron alive, and there's a control ward in the pit. They're going to find Effort, or rather Perfect, on the left side, but that's an eco ult that only gets used for one flash. And now with the curtains open, it looks like BNK FearX just... Oh, he threads the needle! Taeyoon doesn't get to play the game, but also Cuz might reach the same fate as he's able to taxi onto his teammate and get on over the wall. But now BDD in a lot of trouble against the Cassante. He's dead. Perfect is dead. And BNK FearX somehow, some way, with their backs against the wall, they win this fight, and they're looking for Baron now.
So much poke down.
Oh, that's now we got the engage down in the bottom lane.
BDD's just almost dead.
He's going to have a Ceres procced here. It feels like the final domino has fallen. The game is not over yet, but it just feels like KT are defeated. I think BNK have done enough, especially now with Mountain Soul. BDD does a lot of damage, but he just gets burst down by the Annie and then the Fury if Raptor's around. And they've done a decent job of like targeting Taeyoon and trying to knock him out of the fights, but they just cannot. And now on the siege here are FearX looking to end this one 2-0. As, well, not the best engage from Kellen, but that's okay.
Yeah, the zoning
some waves pushing in. Yeah. Taeyoon beginning to pop off here, throwing a bunch of stuff into KT's backline. He is going to arcane shift straight into an Alistair and die. That's not how you do it, but he was doing really good up until that moment. As now the root's going to come down, and it looks like FearX do have to just abandon ship after that. And now the Realm Warp's coming through. They're just going to flash over the wall and try to get away from this one. The curtains are open. It's so difficult to get away from a Jin, but they somehow managed to do so. Now you see they're pushing in. Vikla, he wants more. He's not quite going to find Aiming. Nice flash and reaction from Aiming, but now Vikla in a lot of trouble. He's going to get burst down. The Paranoia comes in. They're looking for Raptor, actually, on the bottom side of this fight. Just looking for any kind of target that he can access. And Cuz still around. I mean, there's still an opportunity for him to go for the steal. Effort, going to try to tank it up, but that is a Cassante. That is clear, and the engage from Yukel finds perfect. The Paranoia comes out, but the Baron is already taken. And Fearex, they do not have to pull the trigger on this fight, but they are obviously going to continue to chase them down. You don't have to do it. It's okay. Just poke them. Hex Flash. Okay, you got to be careful. Effort's getting poked out a little bit. Oh, there it is, but he's only going to engage on a Cassante. Actually, that's a whoopsie from... Oh, the catch comes in on an Aiming. He is just dead, but so is Taeyoon. 80 carries are out of the fight, but we got Tibbers. Let's see if this Actualizer can do some damage here from BDD, but he gets stunned up, knocked back, and he is doing quite a bit, but so is Cassante. It's coming down to the wire, looking for the kill on a BDD as he goes to the Realm Warp, but it's not quite enough. And BNK Fearex, they will finally end this insane game
where Cassante and the Fury just end up winning. They do adapt to each other and say, "Big dog, let's go to work," and they kill the Nexus. Wow.
Wow.
Who'd have thought?